Today is 12th June 2026. I am listening to Freakonomics Radio while I am walking in the morning. Today is evening shift. I have to go at 2 o'clock. And presently I am listening to Freakonomics Radio. And what it said was in that episode that talk about the GLP-1 drugs, the Ozempics and their trials and its impact on US healthcare system and other countries' healthcare systems. Basically what they said is it has overall improved that the related illnesses that caused by diabetes and other things, but their implication has not been yet measured because their insurance system is not being stable due to the job losses and job changes and everything else. Their insurance systems are not being getting enough data to know whether the cost of the medicine is and the insurance related with it is making the progress or not, and the development it requires and the reduction of cost it implicates. What that means is, see, up till now, since the pandemic, everybody is talking about the body positivity and all the other things. And as soon as the Ozempic drops, people stop talking about it and using the Ozempic drugs to look lean and get out of this body positivity moment. Nobody is talking about body positivity anymore. Why? Because they can be lean now using these drugs. So there is the thing. Okay. And another thing that GLP is improving is like as a whole that during a trial period only it is improving the overall health of the people that are using those drugs, because they are less prone to heart diseases, they are less prone to liver diseases, and their habits have improved. That's a questionable debate. And their alcohol intake has reduced. So all these things should come under the win for that drug. Nobody was there in the entire ground. Nobody was there except me, because I am late to coming to this. So that is the GLP-1 case. The next episode I listened to was like the adoption of robots in the industries and the subsequent manpower issues that come along with it. See, since the dawn of industrial revolution, see, they need some people to work to produce goods and services, and they got employees. But the employees came and unionized. Then laws came passed, and employees have some conditions, and the laws are like the labor laws. You have to provide some breaks, you have to provide minimum amenities, you have to provide retirement benefits, you have to provide a health benefit to the employees and all those things. But later, soon after this, the employees became a burden to the people, to the employers, because it's just an overhead. On the book, it is just an overhead like profit loss and employees cost. It is an overhead. Whenever you can reduce that overhead, the profits increase. Companies will always tend to increase the overhead. Will always tend to increase the profits. So to increase the profits, either they have to increase the technology or they have to increase the production. So to produce more, you have to employ more. To employ more, you have to increase the burden more. And all the new laws that came along with has to be borne by the company only. So since then, they try to introduce many times the robots. So sometimes it has been very successful, and their cost has been reduced, but the same benefits are not passed down to employees because employees are not the part of the company because they are just only workers. So as soon as a robot is introduced, some employees will get sacked, but the employer has no obligation to pay for these employees well-being because they are no longer employed. So in that way, all the companies try to do this only, and whenever there is a robots or some new technologies are introduced into the system, it will always go to employees reduction so that they can pay less and increase their profit margins. See what happens is, earlier there used to be employees, but now there are gig workers. So all the actual jobs, all the thinking jobs, all that needs to be done by experts are done by employees, and all the menial jobs are being outsourced to these gig workers. Like they will give a contract to all the menial jobs and all the to reduce the overburden of the another employee doing all these menial jobs. Now that thing that menial jobs are outsourced, the cost is reduced. Still there is some profit to be made, where they that experienced employees and employees that are needed to do the jobs are being outsourced to AI. The AI, if an employee can train the AI, and the AI learns all the things that an employee does, so the employee can be replaced now. So the employees are getting replaced now, and that will reduce the cost of this overhead of the company. So it is a vicious cycle that goes on. As soon as a new technology comes, the employees get sacked and the overheads decreases and the profits rises for the company. That will always happen. It's an inevitability, because what can you do? You have to outbid the competition always. You have to outdo the competition always. You have to be the best to get the market share. Okay. So in the robot adoption also, it is like the same only. As soon as the robots are adapted into the employment, it will always go to the same output. Like it will always go to reduction of the employees. The government that oversees all these things has to put in some measures to reduce the hardships faced by these recently sacked employees. That is the government's job. So the government has to put in place some securities for the people that are being replaced by the robots. So the government has to come. The government has to introduce some new regulations so that all these newly displaced employees can do until they learn a new job and they get new jobs or some other thing. The government or the private company who has sacked them has to give that cushion to these employees. At least that's what I am thinking. If the government is not doing that, then what is the use of the government, man? Employees. I was talking about the things that was said in the podcast. I don't know if it is the government's job or not, because I thought that's the government job. Whether it applies in India or not, I don't know.